Okay, so there are people arguing that $1.9 trillion is going to affect the economy. They're already in debt. Blah, 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 blah. I just say hogwash to that. Real nice and quick. All right? The more you put money in consumers' hands, is the more you drive an economy. Purchasing power is everything. So that's baloney. Of course, it's been certified by economists and people in Wall Street and also people. Bernie Sanders was cool with it and so on. My point being, anybody trying to talk about $1.9 trillion being disseminated to the various states, the system, the people, especially the Republicans, who are arguing against this, you're stupid because the states that generally depend more on relief like this are going to be the red states. Not so much the blue states. The red states are actually going to need this help. So it's really stupid when I hear Republicans actually speaking out against it and talking about there's too much payment spending going on there. That's bullshit. Okay? And they will take care of the deficit. There are other ways to take care of the deficit, but as of now, after moving from what was it, 3 trillion under Barack Obama to 20 trillion under Donald Trump, don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the Republicans. Okay. In fact, a lot of them need to get out of the Senate, and a lot of them need to get out of Congress. Well, not a lot of them need to get out of the Senate. There are about three people that need to get out of the Senate, and there are a sizable amount that need to get out of Congress. Okay, so they're just taking up space, and they're really obstructing the movement forward. They're not making any positive arguments. They're not bringing anything that's constructive. They're being very destructive at the point in time. And if they don't calm their ass down, they need to get out of the Senate. They need to get out of Congress. They're not fit for Congress or the Senate. With respect to Donald Trump, they need to convict him. Several different reasons. He's a national security risk. He must not be able to get access to classified information. One, even though he will have his streams of information, he still has his loyalness inside of different positions, and they need to remove those people from there. If they're compromised, of course, an investigation will have to be put into effect. You can't just remove people just like that. I don't think it's a good idea. But of course, there'll be the old administration, all the acting guys can be replaced by actual people. So that should be cool. With respect to one more thing I want to talk about. Now, why does Donald Trump need to be removed? Well, the history has shown us that out of Hitler, he lost a number of elections. Okay, and he stuck around, stuck around, stuck around, stuck around, till finally he became chancellor of Germany, and from there he became Führer, and he never gave up power. We had one shot with Donald Trump, one term with Donald Trump, and he tried to follow in the footsteps of Adolf Hitler and not give up power. And the people that backed him, and the news station that backed him was Fox News, not the Fox local news networks in local states, but the Fox News that you see on TV. And they are getting more and more polarized towards trying to support him in these wacko agenda. He's like the deranged version of Barack Obama to them. Okay? He can do no wrong. Except Barack Obama actually was doing things for the betterment and the good of America. And this guy has continuously been combative, has continuously crossed lines and harmed minorities and done all sorts of atrocities and broke all sorts of laws. So that's the guy that they're backing. So vile, weird conspiracy theories, strange things, lack of accountability, that's Donald Trump, and that's what's the machine that's backing him. Okay? And right now, Republicans are trying to fight out against that. People like Liz Cheney and several other Republicans are fighting against that. So they have their own civil war going on inside of their party. We wish them the best in trying to get back the Republican values that are needed in the country today. But Donald Trump needs to be removed from public office. He needs to be removed from a chance of getting back into public office. He needs to be convicted, and then they need to prosecute him outside of there in the given states, including Washington State, D.C. They should bring up a case against him for the orchestrated coup as a criminal offense, not only as a political criminal offense, but also as a legislative, legal criminal offense. He must be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And they must not give him a chance to breathe. He must be up the wazoo with lawsuits. He must not be allowed to build up a station or TV network or anything like that. As to Fox News, Sue them from the beginning to the end. Just throw lawsuits at their ass every time they tell a lie that is not true and somebody's affected by it, because they have been used as a medium to attack civilians, to attack lawmakers in states, and so they must be held accountable. All right, they must be held accountable. The only way you combat a virus is to build up immunity to it and attack it on every end. And this needs to be attacked to the very end. And it's up to the senators in the Senate, and I do believe most of them will vote to convict. It's up to the senators in the Senate to give Donald Trump the hardest boot kick you could kick him completely out of politics. Give him the boot. What has to happen? Senators need to come out in the open, as Mitt Romney said, and tell the truth. Accountability starts with the people who were disseminating the lies, the people who have been telling the untruth to the American people. You have to start speaking the truth. So you have to get up and say no. When you're invited on Fox News, you have to get up and say, no, the elections were fairly done. No, we were wrong. We were wrong. We looked and there was all these court cases and all these things. And no, you now have to go back on your word now and show that you were wrong. It's not about going to some tribunal and having an investigation. There's no need for an investigation. The facts are all out there. The camera footage is all out there. The legalities are all out there. It went through the courts. It went through the Supreme Courts. Everything's out there. It's up to you as the people who know better to educate the people who did not know better and were sold a lie, and they're realizing they were sold a lie. It's time for you to tell them the truth. There's no need for another investigation. There's time for you to tell them the truth. Be accountable. And just like how we demand of our president right now to be accountable, to give people their $200 checks, to make sure people can make it through this season, to make sure, even though you have cabinet ministers, you got to get your cabinet together, you have to get people. I know it takes a process, and then you do have to impeach Donald Trump. Those two things take a while. If you need to go through an executive order to make these things happen, get those checks to the people. Get the check. I know it's a lot on the plate, but you got to get those checks to the people somehow, some way. And if the Senate could gross a pair of balls, they could impeach Donald Trump within a week. Within a week, because everything's out there. And whoever goes to defend him on technicalities, remember, an impeachment and a conviction of impeachment is in the political realm, and it's not in the legal realm. So this is about the sentiment of the people, about the truth of the situation, and about putting the argument together so that everybody can agree this is what this guy did. And it's without a doubt, this is an impeachable convicted offense. There's no doubt in anybody's mind. The whole world saw it. So then nobody could come with no technicality, because the whole world saw it. Now the Trump supporters, some of them are saying, oh, no, he shouldn't be convicted and it'll bring more rifts. No, it will bring no rifts. Not if you have a united stand. So that's what I got to say about that. We have to take a stand on certain things, and certain things are just plain, straight, wrong. The line was crossed, and now it must be punished to the fullest extent of the law so that it doesn't happen ever again. It has nothing to do with Republican or Democrat. It has to do with precedent. And by God, they're ready to do it again. And trust me, they're still looking for ways and means to attack the state. Okay? So this is not a one and off. And this could be worse than Hitler, because what I'm saying is, if this guy is allowed to be let off the hook without consequence. I don't care what lawyer goes to defend him. You have to prosecute that. That is unacceptable, period. You can do all kinds of things in politics and play all kinds of games, but that particular thing is not a game. And there are people who are determined and willing to do it. So therefore, and those people are still around. Some of them are walking around free. And the organizers of these people are walking around free. So let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. It's serious. Okay, if you really want to preserve global democracy, it's a serious thing. I go up on Twitter and I see people empathizing, and they try to make arguments, but I will not allow them. I tell the truth. I tell the truth. And when they try to talk about, this senator and that senator, Nancy Pelosi said this was inflammatory. I said, no way. The event happened already, and then she made a statement on it. Ain't nobody acted on the statement. This man made statements that brought forth the action. It's not the same. And anyhow you take it, it isn't the overthrow of a government we're talking about. None of them spoke about that. And so I don't care what they say. This man must be convicted. People must get their money during the COVID, and the COVID situation needs to be addressed. And we need to get people installed into different positions of governance as soon as possible. These are the things that are necessary. These are the things that need to happen. And so once those things are put in place, then the Republicans can get whatever they want. I'm going to become disinterested in politics to a small degree. I know there's a lot more that needs to be done democratically, but the country, the national security of the country comes first. You can't have, helping minorities. You can't have a heaping lot of things if you don't have national security in order. And in the interest of national security, COVID needs to be dealt with. Donald Trump needs to be convicted, and whatever legal ramifications after that, to make sure this man is not a security risk. Because if you give him classified information, this guy, we all know he's going to give it to the highest bidder. And he has never, ever once corrected Vladimir Putin. So he's a security risk from the get-go. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm going to talk some boxing in the next video. I'm going to catch you guys later. What you need in the building. Peace.